Okay, so here we are going through the second phase of data programming course. So in this phase we are discussing different types of data types in data programming, and we have discussed string data type, integer data type, double data type, and bool data type. So now we are going to discuss the list data type. So if you have a prior experience in other programming language, you may interact with the arrays. So arrays are one of the most commonly used collections in programming language. In Dart, array is similar to a list. Basically a list is used to store the collection of objects with the similar data type. So in list we have two types. One is fixed list and the second one is growable list. So in fixed list we have a fixed amount of data elements. For example, here if I declare a list, fixed list, so in this form we will declare a list. So where I have write a where is defining the variable and the list name. So my list name is names, and then I will define the size of list. So it means here the names list would contain only 5 elements. It cannot store more than 5 elements. It will just store 5 elements. So it can store maximum 5 elements, but minimum at least 0 elements, or it's up to you, but the maximum limit of this array, this list, is just 5. So this is a fixed list. And the second one is growable list. We will discuss in this lecture growable list, that how we can use growable list in dart programming. So here we are going to discuss the growable list. So let's write main function and right here. So basically the syntax of growable list is define a right list, and then you have to define here the type of list. Like here I will define type of this is, so list is string, and then here the name of list. So my name of my list is names, and then I will store data elements in this list. So I will store data elements in this list. So in this list I will store the names, because my list name is names. So I will store the names of different people in this list. So here let's store name Ali, and then Ahmad, then Mike, or Aman. So here are my list elements in this list, and print it out. So names, and then print, press F5. So it will show my list which I have declared over there. So as you can see here, my list is printed. So now discuss about the different properties of list. We can check the length of list. For example, here I have declared a list. Now I want to check the length of list. Means how many elements we have in the list. So write length and press F5. So it will show me the length of list. So here you can see the length of elements is 4. If I write here one more element, the length would be changed. Okay, Javed, run it again. So its length would be changed because I have added one element more. So this is the syntax of finding the length of list. And the next property is find the specific element, find the specific data item in the list, find the specific index of data element in the list. So here for finding the index number of data element, we have a property of index, and here I want to check the index number of Ahmad. So here the index number of Ahmad is 1. As we know, the every element in the list starting from the 0 index number, so the Ali has an index number 0 and Ahmad has 1, Mike has 2, Ayman has 3 and Javed has 4. So this is the syntax of finding the index number of specific element. So I want to check the next property is my list is empty or not. So here is I want to check is my list is empty or not. So let's run it and it will return false because my list contains the elements. So same is not empty would work, so it will contain true because my list have a element, so it is not empty, it is true. So the next property is how to reverse the elements of list. So for reversing the elements of list we have a property called reverse. So in this by using reverse all the elements in the list would be reversed. So here you can see we have a list of Javed, Ayman, Mike, Ahmad, Ali. So here you can see we have a list with reversed element, whereas we have declared here Ali, Ahmad, Mike, Ayman, Javed. So the compiler reversed the order of the list items. So the next thing is how we can add element in an existing list. So for adding the element we have to write the list names and then add. If you want to add a single element in the list, then we have to write dot add, and here I want to add here I want to add Iman. So for adding a single element we have a property dot add, whereas if you want to add more than one element then we have a property names dot add all. So if you want to add more than one element then we use dot add all property. So here I will use Imtiaz, I will add Imtiaz, John and Zan. So let's run. Oh, I missed a semicolon over here and run here. So it will add all the elements in the list which I have declared over here. So same here we have a property that remove elements in the list. So for example I want to remove Ali from my existing list. Remove Ali from my existing list. So it will remove Ali from my list which I have declared. So here you can see Ahmad, Mike, Ayman, Javed he has returned. So these are the properties, and there are some other properties you can see on Google and try to use them in dot programming. These are the properties which we have discussed. So if you have any kind of question you may ask in comment section.